Hello, and welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where we are encouraging the everyday mom to pursue her dreams and discover her own greatness. Hey, cool mamas, this is Sheilah, and you are listening to episode 13 of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. Hi, guys, how are you? Crazy times, day 10,000 of this quarantine. Um, I just wanted to just come in and talk to you guys for a bit. I have no agenda here, just to talk about, how I've been feeling through this COVID-19 quarantine, self quarantine situation. I do want to say, gratefully, by the grace of God, my family and I are doing good. No one has fallen ill or anything like that. But I do still feel um, terrible about those that are ill, those who are dealing with family members who are sick, and or those that have lost their jobs. And I just want to thank those first responders and the nurses and the grocery workers and the UPS and the FedEx and the post office, everyone on the front line that still has to do their job and don't have the luxury to just stay home, as they say, for us to stay home and to, to stay safe. And they're out there trying to keep us safe and keep us healthy. So thank you to all of you guys. But thankfully, my husband and I both work from home, so that's a good thing. And having the kids here for school has been interesting. Homeschooling. I remember when I was pregnant with Malik, my oldest son, and I told my husband, I would love to homeschool our son. I don't want to send him off to school. But I got a taste of that today, for the past, what is it, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's not for everybody. Um, Hats off to all the teachers, all the educators, administrators that work in the school system. My God, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and it just makes you appreciate them even more. And thank you guys as well. And the ones that are the teachers that are just working hard and doing overtime to make sure that our children are still getting their educations, even with the online version of it. Kudos to you guys for the hard work that you continue to do all the time. It is appreciated. I know I appreciate you, and I know so many other parents appreciate you as well. Um, as far as how I've been doing during this quarantine, I can say that I've gone through a bit of anxiety, worry, but I am so thankful that I have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and I do know that God is in control of all things and that we won't understand everything and why He allows certain things to happen while He didn't create the mess. He does allow certain things to happen. And while I don't understand that, I still trust Him. And I lean into my faith, I lean into the love that I have for Jesus, and studying my word more, and excuse me, praying more, and just being there for my family the best that I can. I know one thing, when it comes to being a mom in situations like this where we're all concerned and, and it's scary for all of us. But when you're a parent, you have to be there for your children. Um, and you don't want to walk around being afraid, but you also don't want them to think that you're superwoman to the point where you don't feel anything and that you're totally fine and you're going to say, well, everything's going to be okay. When you can't say when everything is going to be okay or how everything is going to be okay, and you're wondering the same things that they're wondering and trying to keep them sane while keeping yourself sane, that is tough. That has been tough for me. Um, I have three boys, 12, about to be 13, 11, and 5. Of course, my 5-year old, while he's very smart and aware, he hears the conversations that we have about what's going on. He isn't scared or anything like that. He feels protected and he feels loved. So, he really doesn't have anything to worry about. But, my older two boys, I remember my oldest son, he was worrying about the coronavirus before it hit the US. And I guess they were learning about it in school. And he, researched it himself and he was concerned. And my husband and I have been trying to, just keep him calm and just let him know that God is in control and everything is going to be okay, prior to all of this happening a few months ago, actually. So, um, making sure that they're okay and they're good on top of taking care of yourself mentally and physically and emotionally through this thing, it's not easy. And, I just want all the moms that listen to Keep Your Cool Mama to remember that while you are the glue that holds everything together, you are not required to appear as though you are holding it all together during times like this. We're all trying to make it. And I think what's most important is that we lean on each other in times like this and to love on each other and to just remind each other just how blessed we are and how much we care for each other and just leaning in more into the love part of it and enjoying every moment that we have. That's the best thing that you can do for your family. Um, don't feel like you can't have those moments where you break down because you personally don't understand or you are just tired from the extra task that um, you have had to take on, due to this and trying to homeschool. And if you have to work at the same time on top of the housework and having to cook more and clean more because everyone's home at one time, all the time, it's a lot. It's a lot. So don't feel as though you have to have it all together because you don't. You have to give yourself the permission to fall apart when you need to and to still remain grateful and to still maintain a perspective of, although this looks messed up right now, I do choose to believe that everything is going to be all right. I choose to believe that. So it's been going to the grocery store and just seeing everyone with masks on, everyone trying to avoid being around each other and practicing social distancing, and you could just see the panic in everyone's faces, and we're all just at the store trying to get food for our families. And that has been the scary part for me. Going to the stores and trying to avoid bringing germs home and wiping down all of the groceries. And I have a family five, of five, which means that the groceries that I'm getting every 2 weeks and trying to stay in the house for those 2 weeks in between, um, wiping all of that stuff down and disinfecting on top of the grocery shopping. And luckily, I have a husband that, helps me. Um, that's challenging. The change of everything is a bit overwhelming, and I'm finding it, a bit challenging sometimes to manage that. And then also my oldest son, Malik, he has asthma, so he's vulnerable and compromised. So just trying to make sure that he doesn't catch anything, or none of us do, because I actually also have asthma, but I grew up with it and it got better as I got older, but I still worry about myself, and I worry about my son and all of my children and all of my family, my both of my parents, they're in their 60s. My mom is single, so I do her grocery shopping and take her food to make sure that she doesn't have to go out, and she disinfects everything once she comes out and gets the food for me. And my dad and his wife, they're in their 60s, and they're going to the grocery stores early to make sure that they don't, that they're not around all of the crowd. So we're just all doing the best that we can. And I just wanted to come on really quickly just to let you guys know that I'm with you on this. And if, you know, you feel as though you need to vent, or um, you just need to get it out and just to express how you're feeling during times like this, I know what has worked for me is journaling. Journaling has been huge for me during this time. Um, I have fallen off on my writing over the past couple of months, um, due to a few things, like when Kobe Bryant passed away, that affected me in a huge way. And thinking about him and his family and his daughter and all of the people in the helicopter, that affected me. And then once this pandemic happened, that has been affecting me, which is why it has taken me some time to record some episodes and write on my blog. So I'm just trying to figure it out. But I do know that journaling has been helpful. Journaling has been helpful for me. Um, I write in my phone. I have plenty of journals. If you don't know, I have a journal collecting problems. So I have plenty to write in. Don't have a problem with paper or pens. I even the other night I was having trouble sleeping, and I caught up on one of the Bible plans that I'm doing with my family and a friend, and it's the Psalms 91 Bible plan on the U Version app. I caught up on that, and that prompted me to write out my prayers, or my prayer for the evening, because I do write out my prayers sometimes. Most of the time, I do speak audibly to the Lord, but in this case, I felt it in my spirit to write. So I wrote that in um, my notebook in my phone, and it felt good to just pray for everyone, pray for the world, pray for my family, pray for my well being, my mental state, and everything like that. So, um, if you need to get those frustrations out and those worries and doubts and, just all the feelings that you're having, write them down. It's very therapeutic to write them down. And even if you need to use your voice notes to speak it out, or if there's a family member that you can talk to or you guys can vent to each other, that's always a good idea as well. Um, but I'm just so happy that I got a chance to sit down and talk with you guys. Um, it has been a crazy few weeks, and because the kids are home, I haven't had a chance to just come to the side and record the podcast and plan for it. But I am planning more episodes and just plan to be more in contact with you guys throughout the year. But I had to make sure that I found myself a corner and talk to you guys this evening. It's actually almost 11 o'clock at night, but I wanted to make sure that I checked in. My youngest son went to sleep early, so I was like, you know what? Let me record a podcast. So I decided to do that. Have some time to think. So I hope you guys are well. And I thank you for continuing to support the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. And look out for more episodes coming soon. I love you guys. Stay well. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Before I let you go. Ooh, oh, oh. Seriously, before I let you go, please subscribe and leave a review with 5 stars if this podcast is inspiring you and helping you to grow. Let's spread the positivity so that we are visible to other mamas out there trying to find her own greatness. And if you need some advice or guidance regarding your own personal growth while tackling motherhood, please email me at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com. Love you guys.